Hi there, my name is Anna and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be choosing my September TBR and I am very excited for this one because I am actually going to be trying to do the fall reading challenge by Chantal from Chantal Reads All Day. This is a 9 prompt challenge and it runs from September 1st through November 30th, I believe. So that is 3 books a month. Totally doable. I think I can get through it. One thing that I wanted to start out with is I was actually approved for an arc that I'm so honored and thrilled to have been approved for this. I don't know what the publisher's criteria are or how they choose people who are approved or not approved for arcs. This one is very exciting because I read the first book, which was The Last Thing He Told Me, and so it is the sequel to this. The first time I saw him, when I saw this on NetGalley, I just immediately had to request it. I had no idea if I was going to be approved for it. I honestly didn't think that I was going to, and to my surprise, I was, and I'm thrilled. So I would love to try to fit this into one of the prompts. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I was thinking that it would actually be perfect as a book that I read in November. So I think I had mentioned we have a little baby coming and baby is due in November. What I had done with my son was in those, first few weeks or so, you're up, constantly during the night. The one thing that kept me awake was reading a book on my Kindle, and I was reading a thriller at that time, so it actually kept me really engaged. And I have been trying to come up with a book that would be perfect for that time again. I feel like this one would be ideal because not only am I really looking forward to it, but it is like a mystery thriller suspense type of book, and that is very likely going to keep me engaged. I feel like this would be perfect. I'm going to try to hold off and read it in November, and it's perfect because it's going to be on my Kindle because it's from NetGalley. We'll see if we can try to fit that in somewhere in one of these prompts. So for the month of September, I'm going to go through and I'm just going to read through these prompts and see if we can find 3. My goal is to find books that are either on my physical TBR or just on my TBR in general that will fit these so that I don't have to go out and search for books to fit into these prompts. That's not really something that I want to do. Preferably, these are going to be books that I already want to read. So let's just start with prompt number 1. It is a short story or book under 200 pages. This one I do think I'm going to save for November just because I know I'm going to be reading probably less, maybe. I don't want too much pressure that month to have to read a ton. This will probably be a November prompt, and I think I will likely choose something on my Kindle from Amazon First Reads because I do have a whole bunch of short stories on there from Amazon First Reads. That would be a great way for me to get one of those books read. Prompt number 2 is baking. So picture of baking on the cover, book about baking, bake or baking in the title, pie, cake, etc. Something that's baking related. This one I don't really know. I don't think I have anything on my TBR cart that quite fits that. I'm gonna say no. Let's go through my Goodreads want to read shelf. Okay, let's see. Baking. Something in the title, on the cover. I think this one might be a harder one to fulfill. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Mad honey? Does that count? Honey, baking? I think that's kind of a stretch. Okay. I don't know. I bake with honey sometimes. Yeah, I'm going to say no. I might have to think about this one. That might be a hard one to fill, but I'll see what I can find. That maybe I'll save that one for October. I feel like baking, some sort of baking thing for October would be would be very fitting. We'll hold on to that. Orange on the cover. So this one, I had kind of read through some of these and had some ideas in my head. And I think for this one, I really want to read another Andy Weir. Project Hail Mary is one of my favorite books of all time. So because I've been wanting to read another book by him, I added The Martian to my TBR. And that book, conveniently, is pretty much all orange. I checked the other day and it was at the time available at my library. And so I think I'm going to go pick that one up and use that for this prompt. Also, I don't know if this makes any sense, but if I were to choose a season to read The Martian, it would be in the fall. And I don't know why. It feels kind of cozy. It feels like, I don't know, it feels like cozy and creepy because of, like, I don't know, space. Because space is like scary. I don't know. So anyways, I think that will be perfect. So hopefully it's still available. I think it probably will be. I think I will do that one for sure for September. Next up is a warm beverage. So throughout the book, in the title, on the cover, the one that I was thinking of for this, and I kind of already pulled a few books because I am having to refilm this. My camera ran out of space and I didn't realize, and I was going for like 20 minutes and realized that it only filmed like 1 minute of me talking. So anyways, I've pulled a few already. The one that I was thinking for this prompt is The Tea Girl of Hummingbird Lane. So tea, a warm beverage, right? And it's Elisa C. It would give me a chance to finally read one of her books. So perfect, right? This is actually really orange. It's like an orangey red. We can only use one book per prompt, so this could fit in either one, but I'm going to use it for a warm beverage. Perfect. Okay, next up is trees or leaves in the title or on the cover. I was kind of looking through the books that I already own just really quickly before I started filming this, just to kind of see if there were a whole lot of options that I already have. And one of the ones that I saw is The Hobbit. This has trees all over the cover, and this feels like a fall book. I've never read it. I don't know. You tell me. But it feels like if I were to choose this book for a certain season, it would be for the fall. I don't know if I'm going to read this for September, but I think this is probably the book that I will use to fulfill this prompt. We'll hold on to this one for now. The next one is creepy. Could be the content, could be on the cover. I wonder if the first time I saw him could fit into this prompt. She did say that this is obviously like our own interpretation, because what's creepy to one person may not be creepy to another person. I'm thinking some sort of like mystery thriller, suspense would probably fit really well into this category. And the first time I saw him would probably fit pretty well. From what I know about this book, the characters are again in danger. I'm assuming they're going to be running or hiding from people, and to me that's creepy. So if they're being, chased by people, or I don't know. To me, it sounds creepy. It sounds like it would fit in that category somehow. I don't want to read about creepy things like bugs. I don't like horror. I don't like, so fitting something into this category, I feel like I have to be a little bit more open with it. And if I were to choose something, a suspense, thriller, mystery would fit into that prompt. And so I'm going to say this works. It feels like it might have creepy aspects to it. So maybe this will be a prompt for November. That might work. Okay, I think I'm going to do that. Okay, the next prompt is cozy. So what screams cozy to you? Cozy fantasy. She said maybe a blanket on the cover. Your default genre. mystery or thriller. To me, cozy is nostalgic. My thought for this is I am already rereading A Series of Unfortunate Events. That's just something that I've been going through this year. I just finished book 4, I think, last month. I'm ready to start book 5, and I feel like that would fit for cozy. It feels cozy to me. They're just books that I grew up on. So here's book 5. It has to be, I think, over 200 pages, right? So she said for the short story one, short story or a book under 200 pages. So I'm assuming over 200 pages counts as like a book. 221. Okay. This is over 200 pages. My only thing with this is I don't know if middle grade is going to count. If the books are over 200 pages, is that okay? I feel like one middle grade is probably okay. I may have to ask her. I'll see. But for now, I think that's probably going to be the one that I'm going to use for this prompt. And I think I will actually read that this month just because I finished the other one like a month ago. And so I'm ready to start the next one. So that would be perfect. If I can read that for that prompt, awesome. It feels cozy to me. So I think it fits. Okay, the next one is Fire or Rain. She said maybe there's a firefighter in the book. Maybe there's fire or rain in the title or on the cover. This one I feel like might be a little bit hard. Her pretty face has raindrops or water drops. I feel like I'm kind of stretching this a little bit. This might be another hard one. Let me go through my Goodreads again. My immediate thought is something on the cover, because if it's the content, I feel like it would need to be like really revolving around the weather in order for that to work, or around fire. I feel like I have a bunch of books that have like water, but not necessarily rain. I might have to think about that one too. That's going to be a little bit of a hard one. Okay. And last but not least is atmospheric. So she said in autumn. She said cozy and creepy would work, something on the cover, the content. My first thought with this would be a Kristen Hanna, because her books are very atmospheric to me. I don't know if there's really, does she have really an autumnal like setting in any of her novels? I don't know. My other thought would be maybe Lord of the Rings. That feels atmospheric, and maybe fall. This might be another one that I have to think about. I believe Chantel said that she is going to make a list of suggestions for these prompts, books that would fit into these prompts. And so I may go through her list when she shares that, because the rain or fire, atmospheric, and baking, I think are going to be the hard ones for me. So if you have any suggestions of books to fulfill those prompts, let me know. I may have to go hunting at the library and see. I would like to use books that are already on my list, but even after scrolling through my Goodreads, I'm not really seeing anything that really fits those 3 prompts. I may have to just go searching. Maybe that would be a fun video, just like hunting down some books in the library. I think my son is waking up, so this is perfect timing to end this video for this month. My books are going to be The Martian, which I will be picking up from the library, The Tea-Girl of Hummingbird Lane, possibly The Hobbit, if I can fit it in this month, and the 5th book in a series of unfortunate events. So this one fits for cozy. This one will fit for trees on the cover. This is a warm beverage, and The Martian will be orange on the cover. I feel like I'm very excited for the books this month. I'm excited to have some different ones to choose from. I feel like this is a really good variety, and I feel like that happened last month too. So this prompt thing and the, TBR jar, I feel like it's working for me. Even as a mood reader, this seems to be working pretty well. All right, so I will see you in my next video, which will hopefully be next week. I'm looking forward to sharing the books that I did read in August. But until then, thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.